What do you call yourself?
Do you want me to look at you or the camera?
I mean, a camera or me. I mean, the lens is right here, so it's both. What do you call yourself?
On trail or at home?
Whatever you want. I mean, I guess most people get, I don't know.
Wizard. I'm the Wizard of Aust.
The Wizard of Oz. And how'd you get your trail name?
I hiked 1,600 miles last year, and I'm back to do my last 1,000 this year, and I blew out my knee, so
Okay.
I picked up a big staff, and I just hiked with a staff for a while.
Okay.
And my family were like, "You look like the Wizard," and then they realised that I'm an Aussie, so they're like, "Wizard of Oz."
No doubt. Okay. That's great. And where were you living before you were on the Pacific Crest Trail?
Byron Bay, hippie central of Australia.
Okay.
I actually lived in a van
Really?
to save money to come out here.
That's cool. That sounds awesome. It's very trendy too. Hashtag van life. Is that
Hashtag-
popular in Australia as well?
Oh, the hashtag is,
Well, or
but the
just van
lifestyle,
life.
like, it's really lonely.
Yeah.
It's quite isolating.
To be honest, I think that's more the reality of it than a lot of people are willing to admit. 'Cause you don't
You're
have a
like sitting
bathroom.
on your bed,
well,
like-
I feel like, especially in urban areas, it's kind of weird. You don't really want to like
Just
hang out with
Watch
everybody.
Netflix on my phone.
Yeah. And what are you passionate about, Wizard of Oz?
I'm passionate about living my best life.
Okay.
So, for the past 5 years or so, I've been a bartender for 6 to 9 months of the year, and then I travel for 6 to 9 months of the year.
Okay.
And I adventure.
Nice.
I would say that I just want to live the best existence that I can.
Okay. And what do you think about the Pacific Crest Trail?
It's a lot of fun. It's my favorite part of probably is just meeting other people who are also a little bit left of center.
Right on.
And just like, oh yeah, I'll take off 6 months and go and walk
Yeah.
across America.
Right.
Sure.
Right. I agree. It's like kind of like, man, a lot of people have crazy ideas, but out here, like everyone is
We
like
actually do it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
And it's
yeah.
real cool because it's like you take that leap because you can get the idea, and that's cool too. It's not bad, but like everybody out here is like a little bit crazy, right? Because
Fully.
of that, and
Yeah.
I love that. I'm with you 100%. Okay, and could you share a story from your Pacific Crest Trail adventures?
I've got a couple, but
Okay.
I would say my most memorable one was not the best one. Last year, myself and one of my trail fam, his name is Nemo, we were one of the first on scene. A guy had fallen off a cliff. He was bouldering just south of South Lake Tahoe, and we
Oh,
were
God.
walking through, and so we ended up. I actually carried the ranger's backpack up this boulder field to try and get to him.
Okay.
And we did CPR, and we like grabbed the stuff off the so there was a helicopter that came over. They were dropping down like oxygen tanks and a big stretcher, and so we would kind of run up and down and help bring that to him, and strapped him onto a stretcher, and he flew off, but he didn't make it.
Oh wow,
So
really?
it was like, yeah, it was a pretty heavy day.
And you guys were like the first responder or whatever. You first people
Yeah.
like, oh man, that's sad.
It was pretty gnarly.
Oh,
It was
God.
not what I expected that day to go.
Do you have a happy story to share?
Yes,
no?
I got to drive a Ferrari.
What? Well, wait, yeah, okay, yeah. All right, I want to hear how you guys drive a Ferrari. That's wonderful.
I went to Hikertown. A lot of people are a little bit unsure of Hikertown.
Yeah.
I've
never met anyone. I've heard a lot of people say things like, "Oh, it's sketchy," but I've never met anyone who actually had something legit bad happen.
Honestly,
Anyway,
yeah, it's just
right?
word of mouth, and it's just
Yeah.
like fear mongering, and they have a better time somewhere else.
And it is
so.
a bit weird, but isn't everywhere? And isn't everyone
Fully.
a bit weird?
Yeah.
It's just different than yours. Anyway, we'll go on.
Yeah,
sorry.
I had like 3 days prior, I got a new pair of shoes, and they didn't fit right. And within that 3-day period, I like basically couldn't walk, couldn't put any weight on my foot. It was horrible. I've never been in so much pain on the trail.
Oh no.
And I ended up like road walking for 6 miles, and I was just crying, and a car picked me up, and I said, "Can you take me to Hikertown because I can't walk there?" I was ready to just camp on the side of the road. And so anyway, they drove me there, and the owner, Richard Skaggs, is like just wearing this ripped purple polo shirt, like dirty jeans. You just think he's a random old farm bloke, you
Right.
know? Like, it's in the desert. It's totally in the middle of nowhere.
Right.
He's got this property that he's set up for hikers. And he gave me a big hug, and he's like, "What's wrong? Are you okay?" And I said, "I need to get to LA," which was about 3.5, 4 hours drive away.
Okay.
And I said, "Is there any train, bus? Like, I'll pay someone to Uber me there. I just can't walk right now." And he said, "Don't worry, sweetheart. I'll take you there tomorrow. And he gave me a cabin and he said, look, I actually need someone to babysit these 3 kittens. Would you like to babysit 3? It was just bizarre.
Right.
And so he gave me kittens. He gave me a foot bath with Epsom salts and like lavender oil. And then the next day he's a bit eccentric. So I wasn't actually sure if he was just having a go at me or not. And a couple of other fellas, they jumped in because they heard that we were going back to REI to swap my shoes over.
Yeah.
And he said, oh, you know, when we get there, we'll take the Ferrari. Would you like to have a drive in a Ferrari? Like, we'll do that. And
Casual.
So casual. That's why I didn't know where to, is he just talking rubbish?
Right.
And he said, oh, you're Australian, so you must like good seafood. I'll take you to go have the best calamari in America. We'll go to Donald Trump's country club. And he just like had all these really big stories. And I was like, okay, you know what? Look, if the guy's crazy, so long as I get to REI and get better shoes, I actually don't care.
Right. It's like, yeah, he probably won't hurt you. You're fine. Yeah.
I'm fine. Yeah. And he wasn't kidding about any of it. He's like, we'll just go down to the port of LA first and we'll pick up the Ferrari because I can't go to the country club in this old dirty truck.
Right.
And so we pulled up and there's a Ferrari on the side of the road and I was like, this guy's for real. What the heck? And yeah, I had 3 other guys as well. One of them was like 6'5".
Yeah.
And he's looking at us and he's like, look, we'll make it. I'm sure you guys don't mind squishing up in the Ferrari so long as we all get to go on the Ferrari. And everyone's like, we will lie on top of each other. Like, it doesn't matter. So oh my God, it was ridiculous. We squeezed into this little car and he drove us to Donald Trump's country club. I think we went to REI first.
Okay.
To get that done first. And then he's like, let's go out to lunch. And we pulled up like red carpet, valet comes and we're in like hiker clothes.
Right.
Filthy. And the valet didn't know whether to laugh or to try and be serious and do his job right. And it was very funny.
That's awesome.
And then on the way home, he said, do you want to drive? We'll drop the boys off first and then you can just take it for a spin.
What?
And so we dropped the boys off and he chucked me the keys and I got to drive around for a few minutes in a Ferrari.
Oh, that's so rad. That's so awesome. All right. And why are you on the PCT? Like, what made you end up here? Or what made you end up here last year, I guess? You said you hiked some last year. Why? Or what
it's
brought
probably
you?
in line with that whole living an epic life thing.
Yeah.
I always thought that I would be married
and
like have a best friend to do life with. And that was always my dream. Still is. Like, I'd love to do life with someone.
Right.
But I also don't want to wallow, until that happens.
Yeah, you can't wait, right? Yeah, you gotta do it,
I
right?
want to make some epic memories and be like, when I find that dude, be like, you know what? Yeah, I walked across country by myself. Yeah, I did this and this and like all these cool stories. Yeah. And I actually had a breakup with a guy like 6 years ago.
Okay.
And I Googled best long distance walks. So I was like, I just need to walk this off.
Okay.
And the Pacific Crest Trail and the Camino were like the top 2 that kept coming up.
Okay.
So it was just like a stupid processing moment. But 2 years later, I walked the Camino.
Yeah.
Which was amazing. And then after that, I was like, you know, like really hiking is just kind of walking a long way. I can totally do the PCT. Like,
yeah,
it's just it's an extra long way, but I can do that. And then it was so spur of the moment. I even called my mum and I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to go do that Pacific Crest Trail. And she's like, all right, whatever.
Right.
It's another one of your crazy ideas. We love you, sure.
Yeah.
And so I booked a plane ticket and I bought a Big Agnes tent and like a jet boil and came out here.
Okay. That's awesome. All right. And is there anything else you want to say about anything at all?
No, I'm
about
good.
State of the world or anything?
State of the world. No, my life can be my story.
All right.
You can see it at Naomi the Wizard.
There you
on
go.
YouTube.
Well, thank you.